Hello, I'm Logan Phillips and welcome to my vlog, or as we like to call it, the Vlogan. This is a vlog dedicated to people with special needs and those who love them. Today, I am lucky enough to be here with Abby David and Aaron Neely. They are the founders and executive directors of Bridgeway Academy. And today we're going to learn more about Bridgeway and all the great things that are going on there. So welcome, Abby and Aaron. Thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for having us.
I'd like to start off and talk about what Bridgeway is now, and then kind of take us back to the history of Bridgeway, because I think that is just fascinating and really tells the story of Bridgeway. So what's Bridgeway Academy now?
Bridgeway Academy today has 300 students and clients that attend our program, either as students in our school classrooms, ages preschool through 12th grade. And then we also offer a clinical ABA program for our youngest clients. And that starts at around 18 months to 2 years of age. And we have a Bridge to Adulthood program, which is a transition program for post-high schoolers up to 22 years of age. And then as part of our therapy center, clients can come for speech therapy, occupational therapy, music therapy, psychological services, physical therapy. Did I say that one? Basically, all of the therapies that a child with autism or another developmental disability might need, we have here under our roof. And like I said, we serve over 300 families each week, but we do have 217 students that attend for our full school day program. And then some of those students are also part of our therapies. And then we serve families and clients that come just for their therapies. We are a nonprofit organization. We were founded in 2005 and just have grown leaps and bounds over the years and have finally come into our new facility and have been here just about a year. And so we are celebrating a year in our new space over on Allen Creek Drive.
Awesome. Thank you, Aaron. So can you tell me and describe what the difference is between a child who might come to school there, but then attends for therapies? How does that look?
Yeah, I mean, our students tend to, for our families who come here for our educational services, it's really nice because it's all in one space, right? So they can get all of their therapies that Aaron mentioned here while they are attending their school day. What happens is a lot of our students who either graduate on, who go on to maybe back into their public schools, or who have graduated from Bridgeway Academy will return to still get some of their therapy services throughout the week. We also do have families who come from different counties and cities who come just for therapy services who've never been in our academy either. So we really want to have a well-rounded service for families so that, again, families that are here, they can get all those services in one space, being all in one. One thing for children is that we see a lot of people recommending lots of different things. So it's nice that when the kids are here and under getting our educational services and our therapy services, we can really collaborate together to help really benefit that student or client. So for our students, they'll tend to keep their care here for therapies after they move on from Bridgeway as well.
So you mentioned that people come from other counties. Do you happen to know, and I think it's just a testament to the wonderful things that you guys do, how far is it that someone travels to come and get their services at Bridgeway?
We have families that come from 10 different counties in Central Ohio for school every day. And so the farthest distance that our families travel is Zanesville, probably, which is about an hour and a half. And then we have kids that come from 30 different school districts within those counties.
Wow. As a parent, I know that I would do anything for my child, but I'm not sure I'd drive 90 minutes. But that's a testament to because the individuals can't get what they can get from Bridgeway anywhere closer. And what Bridgeway provides is so special, at least in my opinion, I think. So can you talk to me a little bit about the transition to adulthood? That sounds like a day services program. Is that what that is, or am I off base on that?
Really, our transition program, Logan, started out of the needs from our students and families. And so especially after COVID, or kind of the during COVID and after COVID, we recognize that our students who were set to graduate at their 12th grade year were not as ready as we would have liked for them to be, because of being kind of limited because of COVID in what they were able to do out in the community, especially. So our students typically, as part of our high school program, go out into the community for a variety of different reasons, for job exploration, for internships, for community-based instruction. And when the pandemic happened, most of those services had to either shut down or be very altered because our students couldn't go out into the community safely. And so we found that we had our group of students that were set to graduate or that would be graduating soon, and we really didn't feel like they were as prepared as we would have liked because they didn't get to have those opportunities. It had also been part of the conversation of our sort of high school program for the past few years about wanting to add to the program, but we were limited because of our space. Because we were able to move into our new facility and have additional space and also recognize the needs of our students, we started to grow our program to include this transition to adulthood program. So it's grown very gradually. Last year was the first year that we started this program. Actually, so this will be the first school year that we've completed it. And so it's kind of an extension of our education program. And right now, students that attend Bridgeway that would otherwise graduate in their 12th grade year can continue until they're 22.
Awesome. Okay, great.
And I just want to add one thing too on top of that is throughout the pandemic, one of the items we were working on that we did achieve also was our high school program is now a chartered non-public. So what's really great about that is that our students can graduate in their 12th grade year or after, but 12th grade year and get a meaningful diploma that's recognized through the Ohio Department of Education. So we are chartered through the Ohio Department of Education now. So that was a really big step. And that also helped us then to continue on for all the reasons Aaron said to go on to our Bridges program.
Got it. At the age of 22, it would be the kind of the completion of the Bridges program or high school.
Correct.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So I want to go back to the history. Did you two ever expect to be executive directors of a school and a program with over 300 students, and how many staff?
235.
And 235 staff when you guys started working together?
No, and it's Aaron's fault. No.
So will you tell the folks who are watching and listening how it is that all of this that Bridgeway started and how you guys came together?
Sure. So Aaron and I were both therapists working within the field. Aaron is a music therapist and I am a speech therapist. And Aaron had employees working under her and I was kind of a one-man show. But Aaron and I were really involved with the autism community back from our college days. And so we definitely had a specialty in working with children on the autism spectrum, but also kids with varying ability levels as well. So Aaron and I met because we would be passing each other as we provided services to students in their homes. Sometimes we went to the school district, but mostly in the home. So maybe I was going in for speech therapy and she had just left because she had just, had music therapy with the client. And so we started collaborating together. Erin asked, she's like, hey, I think it'd be great if we did some collaborations together to work with students because we have the same ideas and philosophies about working with children with developmental disabilities. And so we started to collaborate. And from those collaborations, we started realizing that what we were watching our families go through was the same ideas that we were not happy with, seeing our families struggle with, again, collaborating with their school district, with what their therapists were saying, and also that they were going in 100 different directions to get their services. So they were never a family unit. So if there was other siblings or kids in the household, they weren't able to have a typical family environment because they were always running their other student to therapies and all over Ohio. So yeah. We had started talking about this idea about having some type of collaboration with educational services. And, there was definitely some changes and some funding that kind of made us start to really accelerate that discussion. And so those discussions probably started in January, not that they hadn't started beforehand, but really started in January and February of 2005. And we opened our doors with our first students in August of 2005. So the business plan was trial and error, but we just had a passion and a desire, and we knew that we felt that we could do something more for families, and we felt that we could help them. So we opened our doors in August with 12 students and 8 staff members at that time, and our students were in preschool and kindergarten. So, over the years, one of our thoughts and ideas was that we never wanted to grow too quickly so that we didn't know our staff, we didn't know our families, and we always wanted to make sure we were providing excellent services. It was not about more numbers, let's get more kids in. It was truly about making sure we could provide them with the best education and therapeutic services that they deserved. So we grew slowly over time. And again, it was years later, if you asked if we thought we'd be here, no. I mean, we talked about maybe we'll go through elementary school. And then we just had amazing staff who have become some of our leaders in our organization who were like, there are no services out there for some of our students and we can do it better. So we added middle school. And then those same individuals came up as our kids got older and said, we need to add high school. It was definitely a progression over these past 17 years, but it came first out of a desire to just provide our families with what we felt their children deserved. And so it has grown over time.
Thank you for that. And so as the numbers and the services have grown, so has your physical space. Is that right? And now you've talked about your new space. That's your forever home, right? You guys think?
It better be.
At least while I'm here.
Got it.
I'll just add that, the growth, like Abby mentioned, was very intentional. And there have been times that it's been really challenging because our slow growth or our slower growth, some people might not think of it as slow, but the way that we've added classrooms and grade levels kind of systematically each year has not always been easy because the demand is definitely there. We have over 175 kids on our wait list, and that's been consistent throughout the last 5 to 10 years where we've had a wait list for services, both classrooms and therapies. And so that was part of our desire to seek additional space. We leased space with Columbus City Schools for the first 15 years that we were running our school and therapy center. And we grew and added middle school and needed to actually separate into 2 buildings at one point because we had grown and did not have any space in our first building. And so starting in about 2015, we really started to discuss with our board and with our families and our staff the need for a new space that we could move into all together, that we could have room to grow and have space for all of our staff to park and for our students to have play spaces outdoors and indoors. And so we did find that space right before the pandemic, interestingly enough, and acquired that space towards the end of 2019. And then we're able to do some renovations throughout the pandemic and moved in last year. So,
and you own it, right?
It is our building. It is our forever home. And we are very fortunate to be out here in over 115,000 square feet of space over 22 acres for green space for our kids to run and play. So it's been an amazing opportunity for Bridgeway.
That's awesome. I just love the story of the organic growth, the idea that it was need-based. You didn't come and say, bring a product to market and say, hey, come over to us. It was people came to you and said, there is no product, please make one for us. And I think that's just fabulous and just a testament to the good work that you do, that people then rely on you and can count on you to provide, newer things and more things that are going to be just as excellent for their children. How can parents find out more? I know that you have a wait list, but how could parents find out more? And then how does their child get on the wait list? Or do school districts have a way of having a child get in outside of the wait list? Can you talk just a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're very purposeful about our wait list. So, to get on our wait list, you can go to our website at bridgewayohio.org. And there is a place on there where they can fill out the application and they can fill out the form. What we do today is once a family fills out, about their child, about what grade level they're looking for their child, it goes to our program directors. They take a look at it to make sure that we are the right place that to meet the needs of those students. And then we do offer times where families can come for tours to see the space, to make sure for them that this is the right space for their child as well. We offer those at different times throughout the year, depending on our biggest enrollment times are during right around now, from February through May is when we do a lot of enrollment. So we tend to do those tours usually earlier in the winter time, depending on where we're seeing some openings, but that's a way for them to come and see the space. But it isn't, we wait usually until they have filled out those enrollment forms and made sure that there is a possibility for them here at Bridgeway in the future. So that application's online. For districts, we do have some districts that do directly place their students here at Bridgeway Academy. We are very purposeful though about going by our wait list and making sure, like the student who, let's say there was a spot that came available in a second grade classroom, especially if that classroom has already been set for that year, we want to make sure that that student who is next on the wait list would be a good fit for that classroom. So we do go on our wait list and we make sure to do it individually for each student and making sure it's the right fit for the space, because we want it to be successful for a student. We don't want to have them come in and place them in a classroom that just because they're next on our wait list and it was a classroom that was never going to meet their needs the best way. We don't want to do that to that student either. So for districts, they have to be on the wait list as well.
So there's no fast pass. And when you get up to the front of the line, it's got to be the right fit for at that moment for that student and for the other students in the classroom.
Correct.
Great.
That's what's just really important for us. Yep.
Thank you. Now, and then let's talk a little bit about how there is a tuition, right? And is the Peterson Scholarship and the Autism Scholarship utilized by your students and their parents?
Yes, we are able to accept and about 98% of our students utilize the Autism Scholarship who are paying tuition and not contracted through their school district. And so the Autism Scholarship covers a pretty large portion of our tuition, but there is an out-of-pocket expense for families. And so the families can access the Autism Scholarship. John Peterson is a little bit trickier, has some limitations, but we do have a few families that utilize the John Peterson Scholarship. And unlike some people are a little bit confused, you cannot use both of those scholarships. So we do have families that come to us with some confusion about that. So that's important to note, is that those are two separate scholarships, but families can only choose one. And if they have an autism diagnosis, the Autism Scholarship makes the most sense for families to access.
Got it. And so you are a nonprofit. And with that nonprofit, and I think I understand this, that the tuition and all of those things that payments that come from schools and whatnot don't cover all of the things that you need to do. And I know that you also offer and like to make sure that if a student needs Bridgeway Academy, that they can come to Bridgeway Academy regardless of their family financial situation. So let's talk a little bit about fundraising. I think you guys have something coming up, right?
Yep, we sure do. It is our annual, it's our biggest event, and we do use a lot of the dollars that are raised at the event for financial aid back to our students, but then we also use it for programming and for all of our students as a whole. But that event is called Amazability Al Fresco, and it is on Friday, April 29th. We're not the typical nonprofit event, I would say. We tend to have a lot of fun at our events. This year's theme is the power of play. So we really try to bring it back to our mission, and play is a huge part of how our students learn and communicate. And so there will be a lot of playful events during the Amazability Al Fresco. So we'd love for people to come out and play with us that night. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, I think, though, that people should know that if they're considering, it is like a typical fundraiser in that when you buy a ticket, you get wine and food, but you have a lot more fun than you otherwise would, right? And it's outside, which is fabulous.
Yeah, it's under a huge tent. So we're excited because we're going to be back together this year under a huge tent, but it's outside and it's here at Alum Creek where we're located. So again, it's back living in our mission. And so you can see what you're supporting while you're at the event and having fun and having those cocktails and wine and all the goodies that come with it.
And if they can't attend, there is an auction that is available, and they can access that too through your website, correct?
And there's also going to be a Facebook Live. We'll be live that evening here too. You can make a donation. You can be part of the silent auction. All of that is online as well. But on Facebook at around 8:15 on the 29th, people can register. They can do it from home. They can do it from, if they're out of town or if they live out of town, they can also register and be a part of that evening. And there will be a live giving portion to that as well.
I know I've attended your fundraisers before, and I was at Amazability Al Fresco last year. There are families there that people can talk with and really see what happens where the rubber meets the road and how Bridgeway has changed families and children's lives. And it's a wonderful, wonderful event for a wonderful, wonderful place. I can't think of a better place for folks to donate their money and their time. So thank you guys for all that you do. And thank you for being here today on Vloggin, my vlog. I know that probably while we've been on here, your phone has been ringing and you've had to turn your ringers off, but I bet your lights are blinking with people who need you. So thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to visit with me today.
Well, we appreciate Logan for having us, and we just appreciate the support that Rushroot, Phillips, and Graham has given Bridgeway Academy over the years at our event and with the help of board members and support. We're just really grateful for the wonderful work that you all do as well. So thanks for having us.
Well, thank you. We love to do it. As you know, I'm on your host committee this year for this year's event. And when I was asked, I didn't even hesitate. I didn't even check with my wife. I said, yes, I'll do it. So that tells you how important it is to me.
We're looking forward to it.
Great. Thank you both so much.
Thanks, Logan.
Thanks, Logan.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Vloggin. Please like, share, and subscribe to the RRPG channel so you can stay up to date with some of the latest news in the disability community.